It doesn't matter how it tastes as long as it works. Do you believe that statement's true? In 1995, 2005, maybe even 2015 to a certain extent, you might have said that to a gym buddy when talking about a poor tasting supplement. In 2019, there's absolutely no reason why a consumer should accept a poor tasting nutritional supplement, protein bar, energy drink. And because consumers shouldn't accept poor tasting products, brand owners and their contract manufacturers should never utter these words. It tastes good for a, and fill in the blank there. That should never be something that comes out of your mouth. That's not acceptable. That's a failure in 2019. And I might be getting on my high horse here, but I think there's still a lack of understanding around how important flavor and taste is with the purchase criteria for consumable products like nutritional supplements and things like protein bars or energy drinks. Because consumers, especially now, a lot more of the lifestyle consumers that are coming into the market, they don't have this like long history with these products. They don't have, a decade's worth of trying protein bars or pre-workouts and saying, this tastes better than it used to be, or I remember when they used to taste bad. That's not the consumer or the vast majority of the new consumers that are coming into the market. When you as a company come out with all these fancy flavor names and try to mimic flavors that were candies or cookies or desserts that bring up some nostalgic aspect of a consumer's mind, you better taste like those products, because you're going to get the opposite impact to what you think that marketing tactic is going to do. Flavor systems are honestly phenomenal, comparable to the years past and decades past. If you can't flavor a product to taste amazing, either you outsource that process to a flavor house, either you get yourself a capable new contract manufacturer, or you put that nasty, fancy, special ingredient that you think is going to differentiate you in the market, stick that in something that doesn't require a flavor system if it's just not able to happen. So put it in a capsule. And I know the old school dinosaurs that roam the earth one day will say, back in my day, just pump your brakes. Just stop. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna win this argument, because I, like most other people in this industry, understand how to add every nutraceutical ingredient under the sun, all these hot new things that you think are going to be the next big thing to create your better mousetrap. And just remember, those brands that you're talking shit about, those ones that, you say you have a better product, I don't understand why consumers buy that product because I have a better product. The reason why those ingredients are not in their product is, one, something around price that is probably a higher purchase criteria, or two, something around flavor that is, again, a more important purchase criteria to the market. The market has spoken, and it expects to have great tasting product. To me, it's the entry fee to even compete in the market. But how important is taste to the market? So looking at several top selling products within certain top selling functional categories that I'm talking about, I took a quick calculation to see, out of the reviews, and I'm talking about at this tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, I didn't really combine them all together, but if we look at a few of the top selling products and brands within these categories, what is the percentage that those reviews on Amazon use the word taste? So protein powder is somewhere around 45%, protein bar somewhere around 40 to 45%, energy drinks, again, somewhere around 40%, aminos, amino energy, BCAAs, those types of products, somewhere around 35%. And then pre-workouts are somewhere around 30%. So that's a very large percentage of the reviews that are focusing some way in their review around taste. Taste is a big element of their review, and it could either swing one way, a 5-star review, or the other way, a 1-star review. So the likability of a product is closely tied to the taste element. And you might notice that in the categories that I kind of picked, the closer you move to this idea of supplements or food, the idea that younger consumers, millennials, are thinking about supplements as food, the closer you get to that spectrum, protein bars or energy drinks or protein powder, the taste becomes more important. And I know the last time I talked about reviews and how important reviews are, pop up something here so you guys can watch that video that I created a couple months ago, but people talked about, everybody knows that Amazon reviews are fake and nobody puts any weight on Amazon reviews. Continuously, and I'm talking like quarter after quarter, there's various different reports that come out that state that consumers are putting, somewhere between 80 and 95% value and trust into reviews. So regardless of what maybe some people talk about or some industry information that you consume, I'm going to refute it and say that they are extremely important. They're going to continue to be extremely important. We are in some aspect of a follower mentality with the products that we do purchase. People understand that if there's been a good experience with dozens or hundreds or thousands of people, they're probably going to have a pretty good experience themselves. It takes the guesswork out of buying new products. These Amazon reviews don't only have weight on the platform. You guys have probably heard about web rooming or research online and buy offline. A lot of people are doing research before the purchase point. They also are doing research while they're in the store sometimes, looking at reviews and things like that. So there's a lot of indirect benefit that happens with making sure your reviews are great. And if a very good proportion of your reviews are somewhere around taste, you need to take into consideration how important that is to just your overall brand equity and your brand perception in the market. Now, I know I'm the first to admit that flavor is definitely subjective. It's one of those things that one person's palate is different than another person's palate, but having a great flavor will get you 80% good reviews to 20% bad reviews, and those 20% are going to be your outliers that you could correct through customer service. So how do you, if you're a brand owner and you're saying, hey, I need to really take into consideration flavor in my products, maybe I haven't put as much attention to it as I needed, how do you ensure creating a good tasting product, a great tasting product? I don't want to make it seem like, I'm a flavor chemist or lab professional or, somebody that even dabbles in a day-to-day in creating flavors, but I will give myself a little bit of credit to say that I definitely have many flags in the ground for, first to market flavors in the categories I talked about, or best-selling products that you guys more than likely have consumed sometime in your purchase history. And I've worked directly with labs and inside those labs to help create them. So not solely involved with this, not my day-to-day, you guys obviously know that, but sometimes it's a big part of projects. And I take a lot of pride in the product development and flavor side. So how do I attack this? And this is, again, everybody has their own way of attacking this. This is just my way of usually attacking the project when I'm dealing with some flavoring aspect. First of all, I want to understand the base, just all of the ingredients without any flavor, no sweeteners, nothing, and just water, just general water. I want to understand what are the notes that I'm getting. If I'm not really picking up some of the individual notes because the product either has a ton of different ingredients in the base or there's some individual things that maybe I'm not too aware about, then I will want to taste those individual ingredients in water as itself, no flavor, no sweetener, just to understand, like, what am I getting? What is my palate sensing? What am I getting for funky notes? And based on what those indicators I'm getting, I then will think about how do I either cover up those funky notes, or if there's some note that I like to want to enhance, how do I enhance that? What are the flavor kind of family flavor profiles, things that are out in the market that could potentially help me create the best chance of getting a great tasting supplement? So this could be just individual flavors. What I make sure I do while I'm kind of thinking about these just ideas or concepts around flavor is that I'm looking at the market to understand maybe in that family what are first to market type of flavors that are available, nobody's really thinking about yet, maybe some that are hot trends that I want to make sure that I help clients to be involved in so they have a better chance of getting some velocity, or safe picks. Sometimes when I'm working on client projects, they're working in food, drug, mass convenience. They're not looking to create the next amazing, innovative thing. They're looking for something that is going to appeal to the most amount of people. So after you've kind of come up with those concepts and you start working with the base, for me, I like to kind of come up with an A/B test, based around maybe some of those funky or flavor notes that I want to enhance. And I try to block or enhance those things to kind of create an A/B for people when I'm doing my flavor test. We have actual live samples to taste. First of all, as a brand owner, you should have the most picky palate possible. You should have one of those palates that just are never fully satisfied. For me, I am kind of a closet fat kid, so I always move back to like, what does it actually taste like? What is this product supposed to taste like? What's that dessert? What's that energy drink that I'm trying to refer back to? What is those fruit flavors or drink flavor or whatever it is that I'm trying to induce some type of inspiration from? Like, it needs to taste just like that. It's not, oh, it tastes close to that for a supplement. No, I want it to taste exactly like that. You first need to be the pickiest person in all this, and then you need to have a team around you, a trusted team that you know is not going to be yes men, people that understand different varying degrees of supplement use. Can they give like really strong feedback? Can they give the feedback that's going to help you get to this perfect combination? And then depending on what category of product and different degrees of how important flavor is, if you are close, you're getting close, like don't just ship. Like if you think you can get it in one more chance or maybe even two more chances, try to get to that point of perfect, especially if it's closer to something that's considered more like food. You want to have something that's very strong in the flavor area because you want to make sure that you punch that entry fee to the market. Now, with all this flavor talk and maybe kind of talking down about innovation or what people consider innovation just from like a product perspective, I'm not saying you move away from that. Try to create innovative products, formulas, push the limits, do what you need to do. Purchase criteria, the market, all the different things. This is multi-plane. Strategy is multi-plane. This isn't singular. This isn't one. You're not in a vacuum. This is something that a lot of things play off of, so you need to make sure that you have a balance that's going to fit your customer. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to help support me, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button on this video. If this is the first time you've been introduced to my videos, would love for you guys to be a part of my community by subscribing to my channel. I upload several videos just like this weekly, and if you guys want to connect further outside of this platform, I do include all of my social media links down below. I just want to thank you guys again for your time. Hopefully I gave you some value in return, and we'll see you guys on the next video.